Welcome back to Soccer Locker. Last week we took a look at the groups and which teams were in which group. This time we'll be taking a look at the game schedule to see which games will be played, when and where. And we'll also be taking a look at the potential matchups that we might see in the round of 16 and later. So let's get right to it. And a quick look at the overview of the schedule. We can see that the first game will be on the 20th and it will be between Ecuador and Qatar. So Qatar can have the limelight all to itself for at least one day. And then starting on the 21st, we will have 4 games each day, featuring 2 groups each day. On 21st, there will be 3 games instead of the regular 4 because Qatar play on the 20th. Otherwise, each day there will be 4 games, 2 groups in action at the various stadium. There's 8 different stadiums: the Ahmed bin Ali Stadium, the Abeid Stadium, the Al Janoub Stadium, the Al Thamama Stadium, the Education City Stadium, and the Khalifa Stadium, the Lusail Iconic Stadium, and the Stadium 974 in Doha. Anyway, so those different stadiums, and I think they're relatively close, so the fans can catch more than one game. They can run across the city and catch as many games as they wish. And so there's not many interesting games this year because I think the groups are such that the teams quite a few teams have the clear path to the next round, the round of 16. For example, France and Netherlands, Argentina and Brazil have relatively free groups. Italy not being in the cup this year, and a few South American countries that you normally see are not here this year. So I think the potential upsets in the group games are not that many, I don't think. But anyway, there are a few interesting ones. For example, Argentina and Mexico is always a rivalry. That one is on Saturday, the 26th. And the one between England and USA is more that one is more important for the USA in order to pass through England. I think we'll go through relatively easily. It's just a matter of that any games between Wales and anything that Wales and England or USA between England play will be important because it will be important for USA and Wales to put up a good performance in order for them to pass to the next round. And the other one is the other group that will be Group G, Group H. The other group that might be intense is that we might see some intense games would be Group H between those 4 teams. Even though Portugal looked to be a bit a step above the other, a cup above the other teams, but I think they always tend to be underperforming in the group matches, and South Korea always seem to be overperforming, performing over the expectation in the group game. So I think that those matches might be interesting to follow. The matches in Group G, I mean. So, I mean, in the matches in Group H, I mean. And the same goes for the matches in Group B with the USA, Wales, and Iran trying to pass through. And aside from that, I forgot to mention, of course, there's always the match between Spain and Germany. That in that group, when you see that match, but we don't see it yet. But that group, I think, until Spain and that group, the determining game would be between Spain and Germany to decide who's first and who's second. But not that I see it will be much of a difference. Not like the Group H, where the difference between first place and second place we will see is quite important. I mean, quite significant. So we will see you later in the brackets, the round of 16 and later brackets. All right, go to the next page here. Hello. The next, okay, so November 7th, there's what we were talking about, the game between Spain and Germany. To decide, that will probably decide the difference between first and second place in that group, in Group E. And rightfully, it will be played at 7 o'clock on Sunday, November 27th. Belgium, I think, has a relatively easy group, so there shouldn't be any surprises there. And Monday, the Group H is in action again. Always interesting to follow Group H, I think, because they will have some interesting games there. And Tuesday, the 29th, will start the last games of each group, and due to that, they wanting to make sure everybody try their best. The games in each group will be played at the same time. One group will be at 3 o'clock and the other group will play at 7 o'clock. For example, on Tuesday, the Group A will play at 3 o'clock and Group B will play at 7 o'clock. And the final game in Group D will be between Wales and England and Iran and USA. I think that one would be interesting. Wales and England. It's always the rivalry. I think there's a bit of a rivalry there, right? And I don't think the difference will be between first place and second, but it will be to decide whether USA or Wales will advance. And then, similarly for Group Thursday, the Group E, Germany and Spain would most likely playing their game to decide first place in the group. And on Friday, it is especially important for Group H to try to get they try to outdo each other to get first place and try to get not just to get through, but to get first place if you want to really have a good chance at the final. Anyway, so aside from that, let's go on to the round of 16 brackets, and the first matches on December 3rd will be between first place Group A and second place Group B, first place Group C and second place Group D. And on the 4th, it will be the reverse: first place Group B, second place Group A, and first place Group D, second place Group C. And analogously, on December 5th and December 6th, analogous picture for Group E, F, G, and H. And let's look at the potential matchups for the round of 16. As we mentioned, most likely Netherlands will win in Group A and England Group B. So England will most likely meet Senegal, and Netherlands will most likely meet USA or Wales. I mean Netherlands will most likely meet USA or Wales. And Argentina will most likely meet Denmark, and France will meet Mexico or Poland. So the path is relatively clear for Netherlands, England, Argentina, and France to get advanced to the quarterfinal. Maybe a little bit for Netherlands, might be a little bit of a challenge, but I think they will make it through. And Spain and Germany will meet Belgium. That's why you saw that Belgium, even though it's ranked second, it's ranked second, but it's given a very low odds compared to its ranking to win the whole thing, because as you can see, it is guaranteed to meet either Spain or Germany in the round of 16. I mean, it's only the round of 16 and there's the bump right there in their path. So, that's why they were not given a good chance to win relative to the other, not a good odds to win relative to the other teams that were lower ranking than them in the FIFA ranking. And the next game, and the other one notable is whoever plays first in the group E will have a relatively easy path to the quarterfinal. I think Croatia or Morocco. I mean, Croatia might be a bit of a challenge, but I think the talent difference is enough that they would not be able to overcome that. Enough for Spain and Germany to overcome whatever challenge Croatia can, whatever effort Croatia can come up with. Anyway, and then Brazil. That's why the other thing we mentioned was that Group H would try their best to avoid second place because they would run into Brazil, and that is something to be avoided at all costs in the round of 16. So, I mean, of course, you have to defeat the best on your way to the final to win it all, but it's still better to leave it to the last game than you have to meet them in the earlier game, right? I mean, the later you meet them, the more confident you feel, and you think, hey, we got a chance. Why not us? We got this far, right? So anyway, put it off to the last game if you can. Anyway, so yeah, there's all the reason you need to try to finish first.
Moving on to the quarterfinal matchups. December 9th, the winners of December 3rd matches will be played at the LaSalle Stadium at 7 o'clock, and the winners of the December 5th matches will play at the Education City Stadium at 3 o'clock. On December 10th, the evening match at 7 o'clock will feature the winners of the matches played on December 4th. The winners of the matches played on December 6th will play at 3 o'clock.
Let's take a look at the potential matchups we might see in the quarterfinal.
I don't see any potential upsets in the December 3rd matches. So 7 o'clock match will most likely be between Netherlands and Argentina. Similarly, the 3 o'clock match will most likely be Brazil against either Germany or Spain. On December 10th, the quarterfinal matchups will most likely be England and France at 7 o'clock. The 3 o'clock game is a bit harder to call, except it might be just all European teams.
The semi-final will be on December 13th and December 14th. On the December 13th, it will be on the bracket that had Spain and Germany and Netherlands and Argentina. And on December 14th, it will be what I call the European bracket, because the potential semi-finalists in that games is pretty much all European, unless Uruguay can dig up a good performance at the Cup this year. Both games will be played at 7 o'clock. The one with the Europeans will be at the Albi Stadium, and the one on the 13th will be at the Lusail Stadium. The third place game to be held at 3 o'clock on December 17th, at the Khalifa International Stadium will be between the losers of the semi-final games, obviously, and therefore the winners will be in the final matchup on December 18th also at 3 o'clock at the Lusail Stadium in Doha. And most likely it will be a South American team versus a Europe team. And as I said, based on the how home field advantage seems to be of major help to the team in winning the cup, my pick would be a European team to win it all, even though Brazil is the favorite. And I might have to lean a little bit towards England just because France just won it from the last time. There has only been two repeated winners. Italy 1934 and 1938, and Brazil in 1958 and 1962. So the chance of repeating a cup is relatively rare, twice in the 21 years that it has taken place. So that would mean 10%. So I don't think it's due for another one yet. So the chance of France repeating is not high, but you never know. It could be. They're the one to bring the odds of repeating up just a little bit there. We'll have to see if there's something strange like a headbutt happens in the World Cup to change the course of things, but otherwise I'm gonna have to stick with my statistically based predictions, and it would most likely be England against Brazil, even though England and France are relatively untested in this tournament, being in groups that are relatively unchallenged and progressing through until perhaps the quarterfinal is when they are really challenged. But sometimes being challenged is overrated. You might need the rest in order to perform well. So although the teams are relatively young, so they don't really need the rest. So we'll have to see. I think there'll be more things that happen that unfold in the cup that might swing things one way or the other. We'll have to see and follow the cup to know now, don't we? Thanks for watching. Thanks for following along, and see you next time. Please subscribe to support our content, and thanks again. Bye now.